Right. So, I finally ready to announce I'd been working on for about probably 2 months, around 2 months, making my own fragrances. And I have two that well, actually I have four. Two that I'm going to release sooner. It's taken a lot of time, mainly because there's a lot of trial and error, getting the, balance of notes right, picking out the right notes, and trying to do stuff. What I wanted to do in doing this was not really, just put out fragrances that smell like everything else. Okay, so these aren't clones, these aren't hybrids, these aren't, mixing, basically copying a fragrance and adding a note here or there. These are true originals, and I wanted it to be that way. It's more risky, obviously, because if you have a DNA you already know works and you just alter it slightly, it's likely to do well. It's going to be mass appealing. But on the flip side of that, everybody's already smelt it. It's boring. So these are very unique, all four of them. And I will expand later on, depending on how you all receive these and if you like them and everything else. I'm planning on rolling out kind of a discovery set at some point. I got to find the packaging and how I want to do it, as well as selling probably 30 ml bottles. I might do 15 mils too. I mean, again, it just depends on how much it costs. Now, the intro pricing is obviously going to be very low. I want to get this out to everybody, or at least discovery sets out to everybody. I'm not planning on making a ton of money off this. It's just was kind of for fun. Now, if it takes off, great. But I definitely want to really just kind of get it out there to everybody. So, the first two. One is at least the first two I'm announcing today. One is a summer fragrance. Okay. It's tropical summer fragrance, but it's different. So I know you think, okay, we have 8 million of those, but I intentionally made this different, and you'll see why in a minute. The other one is a more fall winter fragrance, and is extremely unique as well. It's quite frankly, I think potentially, I don't want to say daring, but it goes in a route that is definitely different than anything you've smelled, and I think in a good way. But obviously I'm biased, and I wanted to make it unique. So I'll read these two to you. I'm working on the name still for one of them. The other one I know what I'm going to call it. So the first one I will tell you, the tropical one. I'm going to read the notes to you, and I went back and forth on this for a while, but the notes are tamarind, which is like this Asian tree. Basically, there's a fruit that grows on it. It's sweet, but there's a slight tartness to it, but it's a very unique smell. Marjoram, red currant, date, and coconut milk. So I know it's kind of an interesting combination, but it smells like tropical in a bottle. I mean, it definitely has that tropical vibe. I'm picking up in the air. It projects the coconut milk scent though. It's just very unique, and it smells natural. There's this nice sweetness to it. And the fig and the tamarind, they make it just this. It's unique. It's not your normal, just like Virgin Island water, or your 8 million citrus fragrances, or your ones with a bunch of melon. Man, it is super unique. So I'm super excited about it. I'm hoping you all like it. It projects really well. I don't know performance because honestly, these are all macerating still. I'm going to test them though, as is now, and let you all know. But my goal really is to kind of get these out. So this is, again, it's got fig, it's got tamarind in it. I don't know any other fragrance that I was able to find that has tamarind in it. Fig is used in several, but it's not common. And coconut milk is even probably less common as well. Now, the beauty in this is, you smell it up close, it smells good, but it's the sillage. You pick this up, oh man, and it's got this nice seductiveness to it as well. So I'm super excited. Like I said, I want to get, when I'm done with these, I'm going to go into the other one in a minute, but I want to get these out to you all. So I will probably do several giveaways for these. I will also, like I said, once I get the bottling down, and I'll probably maybe just use cheap bottles for now, just get them out. And then as I, sell more, potentially invest, obviously, in a lot better presentation, I would like to. I know you all don't care as much about presentation, but I do. Man, it smells good. So The first one is, again, I don't know what I'm going to name it. It's very tropical. It's just kind of island smell. I'm still thinking on the name, but the inspiration was really kind of the tropical island vibe. But I wanted it to be different. I wanted it to be different than all the other, fragrances you got out there that are tropical. But I wanted that because I love that smell. I love, where it takes you mentally, vacation, being away from all the stresses of life, and just kind of, even when you're not, when you're stuck at work or you're stuck doing whatever, it kind of takes you to a different place. And man, this is projected. I spread it on my arm and it's filling the room. So these, from what I've been testing so far, I don't think performance is going to be an issue. And this is a freshie, but it's also sweet. So, I don't know that you go out on the trigger if you're going out in the super high heat, but, a summer night, this would kill. Or even you can wear it in the heat. And it's just, it's projecting right now. So, and Serene, by the way, whenever you get better, brother, he's currently not feeling the greatest. So, everybody keep him in your prayers. But whenever you get better, I'll definitely bring these in for you to try. For whatever it's worth, you get to look forward to that. So, and the other one, this is the one I'm kind of more excited about just because it is so unique. This one I have named, and I will read the notes to you first. And there's Madagascar vanilla, patchouli, rose, jasmine, lilac, blood orange, grapefruit, amber, and incense. So that's why I said this is kind of potentially more divisive, because the incense and the amber are certainly something that is not used often in perfumery. It is used in some, obviously. And this isn't, I don't think you'll find this to be as kind of divisive as something like a Mouage Interlude Man. But because the incense isn't overpowering everything else, but you can definitely pick up on it. And the vanilla, it's this kind of, almost like this burning kind of, between the amber and the incense, it gives this kind of burning vibe. So which was the goal, I wanted to kind of give the idea of like not a fire, not like by the fireplace we get this super sweet kind of smoky fragrance, but something that was very masculine, very unique, but was not, because I find Interlude Man to be off-putting. The cumin note, even Interlude Man, Black Iris, same issue with me. It's a little too much. And this is exactly the way I think Interlude Man should have been done. So anyway, the name of this, I'm calling it Viking Forge, and I did that because it is super masculine, and it does have this nice kind of burning vibe to it, but it's seductive, and it is unique. It's it's unique. The vanilla just gives it, the Madagascar vanilla gives it this nice, just sexiness about it. And this is another one. If you smell it super up close, both of them, I'm going to just say this right out the bat because I think that's what it is. I think you're picking up on, and I'll mess around with them, but I think it's the fixative. And it's not like, it's because I did use ISO Super in Broxton, but the sillage is amazing. But like if you go super close, to this, you can kind of smell it. And you can smell a little bit in this, but oh my God, man, the sillage on both of these are really good. So I'll mess around with it, and it might just be as it macerates, some of that might come out. As the times really kind of mix in with broken down by the alcohol, perfumer's alcohol. So anyway, these are the two. I want to have one for the fall and the winter, and one for summer immediately. Now I know we're transitioning. I do have two more that are kind of good for the spring and summer. I want to bring those out still, but I'm going to start focusing on fall stuff going forward. But I want to get these out. So if anybody's interested in this, I'm going to have like I said, I'll do some giveaways, but I'm also going to have a pre-sale. I'm literally going to probably sell these for cost. So, and cost is honestly kind of expensive because I've had to do so many batches, but I'm going to sell it for that, taking that out of the picture. Okay. Taking my time out of the picture. I'm going to try to sell at least a handful of them, get them out there to you all. Any reviewers that are interested in reviewing them, certainly let me know as well. I'll send you some samples. But I don't want this something where you got to invest in a bottle, for a crazy price, whatever, without trying or anything like that. So anyway, this is yeah, and I appreciate. I look forward to very honest feedback. If you think that they're trash, that's fine too. Tell me, because I can't improve without without that feedback. So anyway, that's that. I'm excited. Again, I'm gonna have 4 coming out in the near future. I'll have the other 2 rolling out. These 2 I want to get out first. I made because I these were the first 2 I made. And I made larger batches of these. The other ones I made smaller batches to see if I liked it, and kept making them until I finally got one like, okay, I think this is it. Then I made a slightly bigger batch, but it's not as big as the batch I made of these. So I want to get these out first. Yeah. Anyway, also, if there are types of fragrances you would like to see, I would appreciate that feedback as well. Maybe I'll try to make something else. I think in the future, at some point, I might make a video of actually kind of me making a fragrance, because I think it'd be kind of interesting for people. And I'm not going to make custom fragrances. That takes way too much time, because honestly, the amount of times you got to redo this to get it right, it's ridiculous. So if I was trying to do that for an individual person each time, it'd be an absolute mess. But I will take consideration into if there's something a lot of people want to see done, a certain type of fragrance with certain notes, I'll certainly do that. Anyway, that's that. Thank you all. Appreciate the support as always. Again, I know I've said this before, but we're really trying to get the podcast to take off, and it's so hard at the beginning. So if anybody wants to support me, please go follow and subscribe to the podcast, and I'll post it below. Comment on the videos, like it, just to get it boosted in the algorithm. And the comments if they're, be honest, if there's feedback that you want, or you don't agree or something with whatever we're saying, if you do actually watch the videos, that's fine. We want that. That was part of the point of it. We want to encourage that. And anyway, it's a legal podcast if you haven't seen my other videos. So where we try to give different perspectives on stuff. We have our own opinions, obviously, but we try to at least present the other side and create that discourse, the conversation amongst everybody else, and also make legal topics more digestible to people who aren't attorneys. So anyway, I appreciate that if you do go and follow that. But yeah, keep an eye out, man. I'm going to be working on, and the nice thing is, since I do have so little releases, I got 4 coming out. I'm really excited because I think the presentation I can do pretty cool, because it's not a huge investment. It's not like Dua or Kings or Central Obsessions where they got 8 billion fragrances, and then it's hard to customize labels. I can, so I want to really get a cool kind of artwork for these in neat bottles, hopefully. But anyway, like I said, any feedback, let me know. But yeah, I'm excited.